Hello, and welcome to the ACCSP Safest eTrips mobile training. In this training video, we will discuss entering your catch. If you haven't already done so, you may wish to go back and review some of the previous ACCSP training videos. If you have been following the ACCSP online training videos, then you will know that we are now at the point where we want to add in our catch. So let's go and learn how to do this. The summary page is the page where you will be spending most of your time entering in your data. Before we begin, I wanted to point out a few areas and buttons on this page to make it easier for you to navigate. The first area I wanted to point out on the page is your species list. This was set in your favorites and lists all of the species that you normally use. The next is the More button. You can click on this to add a species that is not in your favorites list, something that you don't catch very often. We'll go over this in just a moment. Next is your catch tally area. As you enter in the fish, they will be tallied up and they're going to appear here, making it easy for you to see how many fish you've caught and how many you've released. Lastly is your catch button. Clicking on this button will allow you to change any data entered in your catch. Okay, let's get started. As we start this trip, keep in mind that this trip that I'm demoing here is a for-hire trip. The for-hire trips are a little bit different in that you can enter in your catch one at a time and you can do it by count. In the commercial version of this, if you set up a commercial trip, that actually can go by pounds. So it's a little bit different. We'll go over that later. So for this trip, we're going to say that we caught a striped bass, and that striped bass was 34 inches long. We kept that for food and click on Save. Caught another striped bass, this time 36 inches. That's also going to be food, and again we save that. You'll notice here in the tally box that we now have 2 striped bass that were kept for food. The program will automatically tally anything that has the same species and dispositions. Next, let's put in a striped bass that was undersized, so we threw it back. So we put in one 18-inch striped bass, released alive, and then click Save. You can see here in the tally area that the application automatically counts and keeps track of each kind of striped bass according to its disposition. Captains can add in large quantities at one time without measurements. So for those times when they catch a lot of fish at one time, they can enter that in. Let's go with black sea bass. In this case, we caught 12 black sea bass, we kept them for food, and we click Save. As you can see, your 12 black sea bass appear here in the tally box. Let's go over adding in multiple fish one more time. Let's add in another 8 sea bass. So we click on sea bass. Our quantity is going to be 8. As you can see, we'll skip our measurement. We can leave that at 0 and then press Released Alive. Then click Save. As you can see here, we have the 8 black sea bass that were released alive. So let's say that you caught a puffer fish, and the puffer fish isn't in your list of favorites. What do? This is where the More button comes into place. If you go up here and click on the More button, it will bring you to a page where you can enter in your species name. So for this, let's type puffer. There it is, the northern puffer. Click on northern puffer. Enter in your quantity, your measurement, and then your disposition. In this case, it was a dead discard. Then click Save. If you are done entering in special species, just click the effort button to go back to your effort. You can see that the northern puffer appears in your tally box here. If you use your finger to scroll up and down on the box, you can be able to see all of your catch. Okay, so we've gone over how to add in one catch at a time with measurements, how to add in multiple catches at one time without measurements, how to add in species that are not on your favorites list. Next, we're going to learn how to edit a catch that you've already put in. So let's say you look at that black sea bass that was released alive and you said, you know what, I didn't have 8 black sea bass, I had 18. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the Catches button, and you're going to find your 8 black sea bass that were released alive, and click on that. And you're going to change that quantity from 8 to 18. You can keep everything else the same and then just hit save. You can see here in the tally box that it changed your 8 black sea bass to 18. If you are done making changes to your catch, click on the species button to go back to your working page. Next, I want to show you how to delete a catch. For this exercise, we're going to find the first striped bass that we put in, and we're going to delete that catch. So what you want to do is click on the Catches button, and then scroll through the list to find that first striped bass that we caught. Click on that, and then just hit Delete Catch in the bottom left-hand corner here. Confirm that you want to delete that catch, and then click on Species to go back to your working page. That first striped bass has now been removed. So there you go. We've done a lot of things on this trip. Now it's time to end it. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you will see an end effort and an end trip. If this is the only effort in this trip and you're ending the trip, then just click on End Trip. If this is one of many efforts that you will be doing in this trip, you would hit End Effort, and then that would take you back to start a new effort. Let's click on End Trip, and then confirm that you want to end the trip. You will see the green bar that was on top is now red. This is a visual indication to you that you have ended this trip. This will conclude our training on how to add in your catch. Watch the next videos on how to sell your catch to a dealer and then how to report your catch to the ACCSP. We welcome any feedback that you have regarding the training videos and the application itself. Please send your comments or questions to mobile_support@accsp.org. And thanks again for watching.